Hello again, everyone. Thanks for taking the time with me today. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Steve Hicks. I run security over here at Insight, and myself and other various members of our teams make these videos for everyone, both clients and the community at large, to keep everyone safer or keep everyone more informed or educated. We believe a rising tide lifts all ships after all. Today's video is on Vishing and Smishing. And to start off, I'm aware those aren't words. And I'm aware that us in the cybersecurity community, we're not all that creative when it comes to words, but let's kind of break it down a little bit. So over here, we're going to do the list. So y'all know what phishing is. Quick primer. Phishing is an email that is trying to get you to do something you would not normally do. So in this case, maybe divulge your password, log into a site, click a link, send something to somebody else, something to that effect. But this video, as I mentioned, is about vishing and smishing. And I know they're similar sounding, but it's very simple. Vishing is the same thing, but over voice. So a phone call trying to get you to do something you would not normally do. And smishing is over text or some other form of text-based communication, trying to get you to do something you would not normally do. When I say smishing, think both SMS text messages, but also WhatsApp and Signal and Telegram and any other kind of text-based thing. Even Teams is a good example. So let me give you a couple of examples of things we've seen in the market recently. For vishing, we at Insight run a help desk, right? That's part of what we do. And there have been a couple of times where someone who has called our help desk and said, hey, my name's name at client, I need to get my password reset. And we have very robust processes to make sure that we know that who they say they are is who they actually are. Sometimes we find out these people are not who they claim to be, and it is an attack on us trying to get data from our clients. That's one of the things we see when it comes from vishing. For clients, we have seen people call up and claim to be delivery drivers, call up and claim to be relatives, call up and claim to be the boss, that's a pretty big one, or call up and claim to just be some vendor like Verizon that you need to give information to. One of the most potent personal examples is somebody calling pretending to be a relative. In my case, they called my grandmother, and that relative needs help. They need money, they need time, they need you to send them something, they need you to receive a package or something to that effect. I will tell you that all of these have some level of urgency. There's a FOMO portion of it, but all of them are following roughly the same pattern. They establish some level of trust, some level of urgency, and they tell you, hey, don't tell anybody else that you're doing this because I don't want anyone else to know for whatever reason. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm trying to surprise somebody, or nobody else is on your side. It's just you and me. In my case, they called up my grandmother and said that I was being arrested in Thailand and I just needed her to wire me $2,000 to bribe the authorities. I already mentioned the case for our organization where somebody called up and said, hey, I need to get my password reset. And for clients, we've had a couple of clients who get calls from Verizon specifically saying, hey, we just need to fix your account. Can you help us out with this? Or someone claiming to be IT. I just need you to help me get on your computer. Or someone claiming to be the boss. Hey, we're buying gift cards for a client and we don't want to tell them yet because we're going to surprise them. It's a thank you. All of these are just forms of phishing. So the point of this is to say, if you think phishing is just emails nowadays, that's the primary vector. Don't get me wrong. Email attacks are by far and away the most common thing we see nowadays in people getting their account compromised or divulging their information. It doesn't even have to be a click, right? We just had someone give away their personal cell phone number because they thought the email was coming from the boss. That's a phishing attack. A phishing attack would be, hey, the boss called me. Now, admittedly, deep faking technology and AI is getting stronger, and we are doing better at voice impersonation. Better is doing a lot of work in that sentence. I'm not sure it's greater for humanity, but we are able to impersonate people's voices. I'm sure if you look, you can see many examples of this on the internet. However, smishing, which should be here, I believe, on the list, is a less sophisticated attack. I send you a text message. You hear text message, you may hear your phone, but some kind of a text through Teams or through Signal or through WhatsApp or actually through SMS text messages. And I say, hey, I'm someone I am not really. I need you to do this thing you should not do. Now, people can be very convincing. right? This happens really, really commonly. There is a human on the other side trying to trick you. And I'll give you a couple of really great examples. We do in our trainings an example of from my phone where I got a message from the Bay Area Fast Track Corporation. That's the little toll tag we use to cross bridges in the Bay Area. And they said, you just need to update your account. But the link went to not the right website. And Fast Track does not ask me to update my account over text. I don't know what would have happened if I'd have clicked that message, but I also don't want to know. Right? We also get plenty of text messages that are spam. Right? That's not a smish attack. That's just someone trying to get you to buy stocks or invest in their dog or their Kickstarter or whatever the case is. But for a smishing attack, it's genuinely we get more gift card attacks than anything else. Hey, I'm the boss. I'm in a meeting. I need you to go down to Best Buy and buy some gift cards for this client. Can you please do that and help them out? Anybody trying to ask you to do something is what we would term a situation where you should use multi-channel verification. And we do go over this in our free cybersecurity trainings that we hold now quarterly. And that is basically if somebody sends you a request on one medium, in this case, SMS or text, use a different medium that you've initiated to verify that request. Great example. My bank sends me an email. Hey, we need all your passwords. I'm not just going to do that. I'm going to flip over my bank card. I'm going to call them, totally different media, on a number that is on a card that I have that I initiated and check. That's a pretty significant deal. People kind of miss that a lot. Somebody sends me a Teams message, I will send them an email or I will call them. Calling is usually a good way of a second channel. Here's a perfect example of a false positive that happened to me recently. Somebody sent me a text message, forgive me, about an insurance payout that I was going to definitely get. I actually do have an insurance claim out right now. And they said, we just need you to verify your name and address over this text message. And my entire spider sense went, absolutely not. So I called the organization, verified that it was them, verified that they wanted my information, and that I was going to verify what was in their account. I did do that, and the whole transaction went smoothly. But that's a great example of multi-channel communication, as well as a little bit of a spider sense on SMS texts. So the whole point of this entire video is to say there are people out there trying to trick you. They're the bad guys. They have lots of money, they have lots of creativity, and there's lots of different ways to get in. And people think that if you protect your email, you're sorted. And while that's a very large vector, the biggest by far, it's not the only one. Your number's out there on the internet. Your phone number, your social security number, your address, all those numbers, all the data, they're all out there. It's a very low effort attack to send 20,000 SMS messages to see who responds, right? Or to send 5 or 6 automated phone calls or 5 or 600 automated phone calls just to see who responds. And in that way, we just want to keep everybody aware that typically it's your email, but it's not only your email. And smishing and vishing are fun ways of saying getting phished, but not through email. Hey, hopefully this is useful to you, and hopefully it's useful to your friends and family. This is an attack that happens to hit less technological people or generations more strongly than more modern people and generations. But we young people, well, I guess I used to be young, the young people are not immune to this either. Hopefully you can send this to everyone else and it helps. If you like this video, may I recommend the video on how multi-factor authentication gets broken? Or may I recommend the video on keeping yourself safe on public Wi-Fi, other ways your information can get leaked. Hopefully, there's anything else we can answer is on this website, and if not, send us a request. I like making videos like this. Until I talk to you next time, stay safe.